Hey guys, sorry about the lack of videos lately. As you can probably hear, I'm a little bit sick right now, so my narration voice has been suffering quite a bit. Hopefully this will clear up within the next few days and I can get back to my regular posting schedule. But I figured I'd make a quick little video for you guys first while I'm recovering. I was also preoccupied with my sister's wedding recently, which was absolutely beautiful and awesome and a really good time, and it got me thinking about some wedding traditions. I'm sure you've all gone to weddings and wondered why we do certain things at these weirdly traditional ceremonies. Like, where did all these traditions come from? It's always been something I've been a little bit curious about, so I decided to do some research and I found some really cool, interesting, and strange origins of wedding traditions that you've probably heard of, so I figured I'd share them with you guys and I hope you enjoy. The veil has been known to represent the bride's innocence and virginity in many cultures, but it has also had a couple more tangible uses in the past. There was a time when women were considered vulnerable to enchantment on their wedding day, and the veil was believed to protect them from possession by evil spirits. Veils have also been used in Middle Eastern and Asian cultures during arranged marriages to prevent the groom from seeing his bride until after the ceremony. In some situations, this would save both families from embarrassment if he wasn't happy with his new wife. Originally, brides would carry bouquets of herbs rather than flowers on their wedding day. Many herbs were considered to have magical powers that would help the couple succeed in their marriage. Garlic was meant to cast off evil spirits, sage made the bride wise, and dill ensured lust between the newly married couple. Bouquets of garlic and dill were particularly popular during the 1330s because the herbs were believed to have protective powers against the plague. Bridesmaids' dresses were originally designed to look exactly like the bride's dress in order to confuse spirits looking for the vulnerable bride. It's interesting how many of these traditions centered around protection from evil spirits are still so popular today. This tradition comes from some surprisingly invasive customs in medieval Europe. In England, guests would sneak into the wedding chamber to check the bride's stockings for signs that she had consummated her marriage. In France, guests would tear pieces of the bride's dress from her body after the ceremony, hoping to keep a piece of her good luck. These anxiety-inducing customs eventually led the bride to throwing her garter after the ceremony to appease her crazy guests. Marriage by capture was astoundingly popular for quite some time. Men would kidnap a woman to wed and would have to take many precautions to make sure that everything went as planned. Grooms would choose their most able-bodied friend, or best man, to help them capture their bride. Around 200 AD, a best man was chosen to guard the wedding rings and to protect the bride from being captured by jealous suitors. Weapons found beneath ancient altars of the Huns, Goths, and Visigoths are believed to have been used to protect couples during their wedding ceremonies. When brides were kidnapped by their grooms, they were obviously forced into the wedding chamber, but when this was no longer customary, an interesting cultural homage was paid to this rather brutal tradition. It was eventually considered well-mannered for a bride to appear modest and bashful about giving herself to her new husband, so he would carry her over the threshold of the wedding chamber to make it appear as if he was convincing her to accept their marriage. In order to prevent bride kidnapping, it became Norse tradition for couples to go into hiding for 30 days after their wedding. During each day of hiding, a friend or family member would bring the couple a cup of honey wine, so that by the time they emerged, they would have 1 moon's worth of honey. When brides were captured from villages in France, the community would often take offense and track down the newly married couple. It quickly became customary to offer a party and midnight meal to appease the angry mobs and prevent an uproar. Today, the groomsmen often decorate the newlyweds' car with tin cans to represent this midnight party tradition. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't know the origin of any of these traditions until I started doing some research. It's really interesting, and it makes me wonder if people knew the origin of these traditions, if they would continue using them today. I know this is a little different from my normal videos, but it is hard to narrate with the current condition of my voice, but if you guys have any types of videos that you would like to see in the future, whether it's more of this type or more of my scary story narrating type, let me know in the comments down below and I'll be sure to get to it soon.